Before I formally introduce her to you, let me relate very briefly her story. Heidi was an actress, a model, a famous stunt woman whose entire being was altered almost 16 years ago to this very day when Heidi was riding in a tiny sports car as a stunt woman on the set of the movie. Remember Cannonball Run with Burt Reynolds and Farrah Fawcett? Anyway, that was the stunt when the car smashed into a van. Heidi would end up smashing several of the vertebrae in her neck. The doctor said she would never move again below her earlobes. Not only that, the doctor also said that her life would be tough and very short if she had any life at all, if she wanted to live at all. Now, please formally welcome Heidi Von Beltz. 16 years later, here she sits. Hi, gorgeous. So this is your hangout buddy there, Melanie?
That's my buddies, yeah.
Your buddies? Is that what you call it?
Uh-huh.
Is that the feminine version of buddy?
Buddy, yeah, that's it.
What do you and your buddies do together when you hang out?
Oh, God, you know, she's been so busy lately. We really haven't had a chance to spend a lot of time together, but we're always in each other's hearts.
Did you send her a gift for her shower? I understand she had a shower.
Yes, I brought a gift. Yeah.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah.
Cool. So how have you two changed internally in the many years you've known each other?
Well, I think that we've just become more enlightened and responsible. Melanie's got her kids that she is such a good mother. You really are, buddies. You do such a good job.
Oh.
And they're going to clap at everything, buddies. So
Why does she call you the Queen of Malibu?
Oh, well.
Well, she is.
Oh, sure.
I don't know, that phrase was kind of coined. I live there. I've lived there for a long time, and a lot of people know me, and I have connections.
Connections, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Melanie, she's being modest. Why do they call her the Queen of Malibu?
Well, I don't know, because she lives in Malibu, she's the queen of Malibu, but she's pretty much a queen all the way around.
How so?
Well, I think Heidi is a person who has beaten such incredible odds in life. She never, from day one, she never ever complained. She never felt hopeless. She never gave up. She never, I mean, you know, if I get a toothache, I'm like a major drama queen about it. And I mean, what happened to Heidi, she never once complained. She just always looked to go ahead and to get better and to say, this is not going to end my life. This is not going, I'm not going to let them do what they do to everybody else, just stick me in a chair and put me in a home, you know? Her integrity and her strength is so beautiful.
Oh, stop.
It's true.
You are so
Now
good.
get up, come on.
That's what she always
Let me
says to
read from Heidi's just published autobiography, My Soul Purpose, S-O-U-L, Purpose, Living, Learning, and Healing. I want to give you an idea of what, you saw the video, but let me give you an idea of what it was like inside that sports car as it plunged into that van during the shooting of that scene in Cannonball Run. Glass burst and metal crumpled. A jagged shard of glass or metal tore free and sliced into Jimmy's head. This is a fellow in the car with her, scalping him and splashing us both with hot blood. Cliff, another fellow, shot stiffly out of the back as if fired from a cannon, and he rolled across the ground to a stop, scraped and banged, but not badly harmed. The force continued through the dashboard and into the hand I had placed there, driving my straight left arm like a pool cue into the vertebrae in my neck. When the top of the long humerus, is that the pronounce it, bone, struck my spine, two vertebrae shattered like china cups, and my shoulder jerked viciously out of its socket. The impact traveled up my leg and snapped the heavy bone in my thigh, popping the femur through the skin and soaking my jeans with blood. My head, with the supporting neck bones suddenly shattered, flopped heavily onto my back like a sack of potatoes carried over my shoulder. My entire body shut down instantly, as if the master switch had been thrown, and I lost consciousness. Do you remember it that vividly?
Yeah, I mean, I remember the the action of the impact. I didn't see it coming, and so it was just the actual activity itself.
Later in the program, I want to bring out your parents, who are remarkable in how they responded to this.
Yeah, they really are
to
incredible.
This crisis. Let me call it a crisis rather than a tragedy, because you are making it a triumph, not a tragedy. But the fact of the matter is, you only found out your prognosis from a nurse in the initial hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what she said, and tell us how you responded when you were told, essentially, that you would never walk again.
Well, first of all, my father had established with the hospital that whether or not I was going to walk again wasn't the case, that eventually I would find that out. And so it wasn't important to, when you got the wind knocked out of you, to add insult to injury. So he pretty much said that I don't want her to know anything, and to use all her mental capacity, because he was into metaphysics for 40 years, for getting better. And so there was a nurse that was just wetting her pants, just couldn't wait to tell me. And one night in the
Wetting
middle
her pants,
of the
that's
night,
a Malibu expression for
Yes.
eager.
they all wet their pants out there. And
I did when I lived out there.
and this little nurse, she was very small because her head only came up to the top of the bed. I was thrashing about, saying that I wanted something, because at that point I wasn't able to speak either. They had a tube in my throat, so I couldn't verbalize anything, and they left me no way to communicate with anybody to get help if I needed to just even scratch my nose or anything. And she walked up to the bed, and she stopped me from moving my head and said, you must stop this, that you're not going to get any better, because I was complaining about nobody was doing anything. And you're not going to get any better. You're never going to move again. You've broken your neck, and it's pretty much over. And so that was kind of a shocking...
What was your response?
that she was absolutely nuts, and where are my parents, and where are the doctors, and I want to know what's going on.
But that was the prognosis, and the doctor went so far as to tell your dad that when you heard it, you would probably be suicidal. How did you fight pessimism?
Well, first of all, what's interesting about paralysis is that people think that your body shuts down and that you don't feel anything, but actually you feel a lot. And I felt a tremendous electrical storm going on in my body. I mean, it felt haywire, and I could still feel my body. I could feel myself wiggling my fingers and toes, although physically you couldn't see it. So
Really? I've heard
knowing
that.
about the mind and knowing about the intelligence of the system, it never made sense to me, and I never bought into it.
Melanie, do you remember where you were when you heard of the accident?
I actually had just been hit by a car when I heard
Really?
that. Yeah.
Oh, God, you
I
are
was-
soul sisters.
I was hit by a drunk driver, and I believe it was somebody from the production called me looking for Heidi's parents, and they wouldn't tell me what had happened to her. But that's how I first heard about it, and tried to get to see her. But I don't think I saw you for about 6 weeks. Did I, Heidi?
No, it was I think even longer than that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
nobody could get in to see her.
They were holding us prisoner.
But not only did she go on to recover, as the studio audience has already seen, she is moving all kinds of movement, not to mention the electrical storm that may or may not still be raging inside you. I don't know.
I'm moving everything. As a matter of fact, Melanie was at this program I'm working in Los Angeles, where I stood up for the first time a month ago.
Cool. But as you will learn as we go on with the review of this My Soul Purpose, this wonderful autobiography, I'm sure you'll be all flocking to buy. She had an affair with the famed and handsome, piercing, blue-eyed actor Ray Liotta. And this is after the accident, so that's a whole scene. Her friendship with Melanie has, if anything, grown stronger. These two women are truly soul sisters, soul survivors. Their story, the focus of this edition of For All That.